It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa, and you're watching Tea Time, the hottest entertainment news program. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the forever energetic and forever forthright Ife Oshinkeye. What up? Exactly. You've been having a party, haven't you? Because all through, I've been seeing like, well, in case you're not aware, today is Ife's birthday. So, and if you watch the morning episode, you would have realized that it's his birthday. So this afternoon, after tea time, it's been like party. Cakes, drinks.
Cake, so much love. Like,
so much drinks, so much glasses, you know.
By the way, if you don't know who that is, we have a studio guest. We'll be telling you who that is later.
So, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's shown so much love. I've received a lot of gifts, a lot of $1,000 gift.
What? No, you're being modest. Go on, tell us. Is it 100K or 200K or was it 300K?
$1,000? No. In the hundreds of nairas, I've gotten gifts.
A six-figure sum.
And it's been amazing, you know, so much cake came to the studio today, and wow, I'm just speechless, man. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been there from day one, to everybody who's shown me love. Salute.
Okay, all right, on to today's agenda. It's not business as usual. We have a high-flying studio guest, yes. He's first and foremost a businessman and an entrepreneur, and in the second place, he's an actor. His first movie, Lagos Cougars, came out in 2013 and has since then been in 20 productions, locally and globally. What's interesting about his acting is that he does it all as well. Theatre, stage, TV series, and feature-length movies. He's also a filmmaker and also experiments with directing and has worked with big names like Desmond Elliott, Patience Ozokwo, RMD, Ramsey Noah. Need I go on? Let's just say much more. He has had many nominations, some of which include the most promising and fastest actor, best kiss in a movie with Mona Lisa Chinda, and has been listed as one of the sexiest actors. With an Israeli father and a Nigerian mother, and with over 23,000 followers on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the brilliant, the business first, and the better known Benjamin Ugo.
Oh, wow. Where are the balloons and the fireworks and everything?
I've never been introduced like that.
I have never been introduced like that in my life, dude. I felt like I was having like an orgasm. I was like, oh my God, is that me? Is that me? No, but for real, that was really good.
That was really deep.
That was really, you know what? Do you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I get the recording of your voice introducing me like that when I have my show reel next.
Okay.
I'm like, all with the voice and the woo and the das and the that.
Are you sure you shouldn't send in your resignation letter? Because like a lot of people want you as a hype man right now.
That was really good, man. That was good.
Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Okay, so the amazing Benjamin Ugo, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, go on, give him marks. Marks out of 10.
Let me not expose you for these glasses you're wearing. We know.
Oh no, come on, man. Ladies, look at it. Sweet boy.
Sweet Boy Association, Vice President Oshi.
Sweet Boy Association, I be your guy.
Okay, so Benjamin, this is all about you. So we want to find out about you. We want to find out, what really makes you tick. You do like 1,000,001 things all together. Yeah. So, but let's talk about your acting first of all. You started with Lagos Cougars, and that was way back in 2013. Yeah. And you worked with some big names then as well. So was it frightening, or were you starstruck, or how did it go?
It was a combination of both. I was first and foremost scared and very unsure of myself, because the thing is, I never had any connections with the industry. I never had like a sister or a brother or a mentor or nothing. I was just this skinny kid who just got back from Ghana, because I studied, my university was in Ghana. And I had my own company. Akwaba, Medasi,
That's the same.
Yeah. No, I got some of my tree chops, still in the line. But the thing is, I got back from Ghana, and while I was in Ghana, I had a company. Well, I still do have the company. It's a graphic design and print company. It's a creative studio. We do a lot of printing, graphic design, packaging for companies. We've worked with churches. We've worked with different kinds of companies. And so my goal was to just come here and establish it and just continue. I never dreamt of being an actor, even though growing up I've always acted in in school plays, you know, nursery school, secondary school. Even in secondary school, I kept on getting Best Actor award and all that. But it was never a dream to be an actor. My goal has always been to invent in the tech space, because I geek out a lot with technology. I love tech. People don't know this, but I love tech. You know, I studied computer science in school. I'm very good system analysis. I'm also into system designs. So my goal was to just come here, establish in tech. So I registered 2 companies, one into tech, one into creativity, graphics, and animation and stuff. However, I made the mistake to also join a modeling agency.
Okay.
And my agent then asked me if I could act. And I said, yeah, I think I can act. Because you see, when I was in Ghana, I did dabble in a bit of acting.
Okay.
But it was an epic fail.
Okay.
Because I was using stage method of acting, which is moving your body and everything. Because it's all about the frame.
Yeah.
So you have to stay put, just your head, And I was using the whole stage acting method on film. So it was an epic fail because I didn't know anything about acting on film. So I told myself, this is not for me, and I dumped it. But what I did was subconsciously, I kept on studying about acting.
Oh, I see.
I went back on YouTube, started learning about different methods of acting, acting for film. And as I absorbed all that knowledge, just for fun,
and you're a fast learner anyway.
I try. I try.
Okay.
So just in case, I didn't know that would come back to, in quote, bless me. Because when he asked me if I could act and he introduced me to Udwake's song for Royal Arts, the first time she gave me a script, I think I did really well.
Is Udwake's song different from Ememi's song?
Yeah, they're different. Udwake is the younger sister.
Oh, okay.
So it was a huge opportunity for me. She liked it, and then she introduced me to her sister the next time, and that's how I got my first lead role with Mona Lisa. It was a shocker. I didn't even know what I got myself into. I didn't even understand what it was. And when they said, even one of the guys was like, after I did there were like 300 people. But
that came for the audition?
The final audition, because the first one was a closed one. The second one was
an open
one. So I didn't even know anything about casting. I didn't know anything about acting. I didn't know anyone. So when they were done with the audition, they called me out of the crowd of 300 people. They called me inside and they auditioned me like 3 times on the spot with different women.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, you've gotten it. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, okay, thank you. And then this guy comes to me to negotiate fees. I was like, Ben, you don't know what is happening. You're going to be acting alongside Mona Lisa Chinda. You're going to be this, Uche Jumbo. It's a big film. They started it in America. You're here. I was like, okay. I was like, how much is the fee?
Exactly.
It was never my goal. So even while it only dawned on me when we finally started filming. I was like, when I saw this Desmond, people I used to watch growing up, I was like, I had to compose myself. Yeah. I had to be calm, be calm. Like, dude, you got this. And then when it came to the part of kissing Mona Lisa, I have this persona of being calm, but deep down there's raging emotions. So, it was fun. I was scared. I was nervous. I was like, I didn't know what I was. Even after the movie came out, it took me 2 years to finally understand that dude, you're now an actor. So I had to take it serious because after the first year, 2013, 14, literally, I wasn't doing much.
How was the paycheck 2013? Was this, to your...
No, it wasn't.
Okay, but you were still happy at that time at least?
No, the thing, luckily for me, I had other businesses.
Oh, I see. So you didn't rely heavily on it?
I didn't rely heavily. And I never knew the value of acting because, you see, there are a lot of reasons why we do what we do. I went into acting with a purely business mindset, which is to build influence, to build followership. So use that followership and influence to help build my business.
All right.
And to reach out to people. So
Ife has a question for you, but before he does, it's time for a break. When we return, we'll be carrying on with our interesting conversation with Nollywood actor Benjamin Ugo. We'll be right back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media.
If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Up next is a continuation of our chat with actor Benjamin Ugo. So before the break, yes, Ife, you're going to ask him a question.
Okay, so like you rightly said, Israeli dad, Nigerian mom.
Yep.
So has been mixed race boosted your career in any way?
Okay, that's a very good question you asked. For me, it's complicated. It's complicated because my looks varies. If I cut my hair, like I cut my hair to Toxis or yours, I look a typical Nigerian. When I leave it with the locks and everything and the curls come out, in fact, I try to comb it so that they straighten out because my hair is really curly. Or if I leave it to grow with the curls, I look a bit more foreign, especially when I leave my beards. I tend not to shave when I'm not working because I just like to I like to have my beards on. So yes, it depends. For the African market, you see, your target is Nigeria and Africa, ebony skin. And I'm light skin already. And then we couple with the mixture of, the Asian look with the dark, everything, it looks a bit too foreign. So I try my best to trim it down to look more Nigerian because that's how they're going to cast you. Because they need to look for a Nigerian dad or mother that sort of looks at you like you, a sister and a brother. So sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. My look allows me to be very flexible. I can look very Nigerian, I can look very foreign. I tend to know how to mimic some accents every now and then. So, because I tend to be extreme with anything I do. You tell me to drink 3 liters of water, I'm drinking 4. It's just the way I am. I like to be very, very thorough with everything. So it depends. It's hard sometimes because a lot of people tell me, Ben, you're so good for this role. And then they'll tell you, I'm going to cash it. Then next thing I say, oh my God, there's a problem. We can't find your dad or your mom. Or we don't know how you're going to link it to your sister who is this color and that color. So it does have a bit of limitation. But I'm hoping that with time, Nigerians will embrace the globalist view of being a Nigerian. Because the problem is that we think a Nigerian must be from Nigeria.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of Chinese people are being born here, speak Mandarin, but they speak Hausa or
Hello,
Igbo.
I'm half American, half Nigerian.
I just put this thing down. but yeah.
Now that time you can know say in Nigeria, but
You come out your eye and say, see my eye, well, but yeah, the thing is, it's a double-edged sword. So it has its good times, it has its bad times. I'm just hoping Nigerians begin to embrace who a Nigerian is because a lot of times we have foreigners who give birth here. Of course, they still fly back to their country. So they speak, I've seen Chinese people, they speak Mandarin still, but they speak good Pidgin and good maybe Igbo or good Hausa or good Yoruba.
And some
they
Lebanese
and they can
Indian.
exactly. So the question is, who is a Nigerian? And Nigeria in Africa is starting to look like the United States of Africa, in the sense that it's alone we have 200 cultures here and so many languages. So the definition of who a Nigerian is has to change. We need to look at a globalist view of how we market our content, not just for ourselves, and even for ourselves, expose the idea, because in a way we focus so much on color. I know they say that light-skinned people get it easy, but that's not true. That's honestly not true. You have to work your ass off. You need to know how to act. It's not enough to just be good looking or speak well. You need to know how to act because there are different producers with different requirements and temperament. So if you can cut across, so that's just it. It's a double-edged sword.
All right, so this leads me to my next question. Usually, I would ask any other person, like, what are the challenges a Nollywood actor or an actress would face? But now I want to personalize it. What are the challenges you face personally as an actor in Nollywood?
I think one of the major problems I face, Nollywood has come Nigerians have done well. From back in 1980s, like early 90s, from living in bondage till now, barely 20 years or so. Actively, we've come a long way. We've done great things. We're pushing. The problem I have is that Nigerians always lack the same thing over and over, whether it's in politics, whether it's in work, and that is the spirit of understanding how to come together to do something mind-blowing. No one really wants to just, forget about pride, forget about the profit. Let's just do something that 10 years from now, people want to see this and say, oh, this is a great film, this is a classic. How many classics do we have? That's just the only problem. And this cuts across everything. And I think it has a lot to do with the the way we are raised. Nigerians were always competing. You know, when you go to secondary school, oh, you must be first, though. You must be second. You must finish university in 4 years. If you can finish it in 2 years, even better. There's always that race to finish, and at the end of the day, when you're done, you're doing nothing. So, you know, it's about time we understand that everyone is different, life is different. You can't measure it based on speed. That's why even on the road, the drivers are in a hurry to get somewhere, but really they're not going anywhere. They're just in a hurry. So if teamwork was embraced more and powerful team filmmakers decide to take their time and make a great story, oh my God, we will make amazing magic in cinema. But you find it's just one director who does everything, one field group of cabal people who do this. If we were able to merge minds, it will be amazing. So that's my number one problem, collaboration.
Is that not the same thing, you know, globally speaking? Because I find that even if when they have collaborations, maybe it's one director with one production house, with one finance house, but it's hard to find two directors working on the same project.
No, I don't mean two directors, but what I mean, see, when two directors come together to make one film, of course, one person will be the director, but it's always the vision. I mean, the other director can be more on the financial side. Right. Okay, it's like I think I've seen Steven Spielberg as an executive producer in a maybe I think Michael Bay film or George Lucas film. That kind of a thing. They will discuss the film. They will have the storyboard. They will have how the angles will be, the magic, the treatment. Nigerians, we hardly do treatments for scripts. And treatment follows a psychological concept where don't let the script just stay flat. Have ups and downs, you know, emotional highs, emotional lows. It has to be like poetry. Yeah. Okay. You know, so that's the problem. Maybe the other problem I tend to have sometimes, maybe it's the money, the financial aspect, but it has nothing to do necessarily with the filmmakers, because the structure is not that solid. We still have a lot to do.
Okay, before we ask our next question, let's take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time to carry on with our questions and answers with Nollywood actor Benjamin Ugo. That's all coming up when Tea Time on Plus TV Africa continues.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them. If you no talk, then go beat you. Now 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. It's still Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And we're swiftly moving on with our conversation with actor Benjamin Ugo, who has been very, very hilarious throughout his time here. So, if do you have another question? Or?
Yeah, first of all, I'm glad my birthday is making you stutter. Okay, so secondly, if I got you right from what you said from the last question I asked you about the challenges or you face personally in the industry, you mentioned something about we don't have enough classics, right? Yeah. So are you saying that there is no classic movie produced in Nollywood?
No, we do have classic films.
Like which one?
Classic films that can withstand the test of time.
Okay, so you don't think there's any movie that has been produced in Nigeria that would stand the test of time?
Another question is, what is a classic? You see, a classic is a movie that, for me, it's a movie that at least a large population of people will watch and feel nostalgic. It takes them back into maybe childhood or a time. It's like a dream.
Don't you think Nneka the Pretty Serpent is a classic?
I was going to mention that. Nneka the Pretty Serpent, it could be a classic if it was remade with bigger budget, because it was a beautiful time in the industry to witness such magical visual representation at that time, or even living in bondage too. At some point could be, and then we had even the likes of Aki and Popo are sort of classics. Yeah. But I'm saying classics that require
Wedding Party.
Wedding Party is...
1960.
The question is, in 10 years' time, would you watch the Wedding Party and feel good? Will it bring back memories? It's a great film. Was no, I think it's 76.
1960. Calling Out for Lion.
No, 76. No, you're confusing it with October 1.
October, sorry.
Oops, you're bad.
yeah, but I'm still correct. October 1, 1960.
No, it's a good film.
It's
a good film. But no, we have good films, but classics, man, classics. It's on a different genre of its own. It's movies that get you feeling and thinking. We don't have too many of it. I don't know whether it's the audience, there's this saying that the Nigerian audience just wants to laugh, so give them what they need. I get that, but I know this. I know that a lot of Hollywood filmmakers have broken the mold and created something different, and the people get used to that different, depending on how you feed them. So
they're already breaking the mold. I think Kemi Adetiba, with it wasn't comedy, and Omonyo really was saying her next film is not going to be comedy. So,
but you see, it's how you present it. If it's too extreme, it's a problem, because the Nigerian audience is quite sensitive. We are very, very comical, and don't give us too strong, but don't make us too soft. If it's too stupid, we're going to complain. It's too strong. So if make sure I've not really seen the movie yet, but everyone who saw it, all my close friends, they are always gushing about how great the story was woven together. Representing Nigeria and so many things. So there has to be elements of truth. But whatever the case, man, I know that we are doing great things. I give ourselves another 10 years. Do you know we're doing motion capture now? Animations. Sure. With Nii Akim Molayan, and we're doing great things. I just can't wait to see it. My goal is to try and be as much as possible involved in this great project, because I think these are projects that will shape Nigeria for life.
Sure.
But if only we can bring down a little bit of the, this is mine, this is yours.
Do you think that will ever change, though?
It can.
Okay.
With the rise in consciousness, Nigeria as a unit, as one country, we're rising as a consciousness. With more information, with more enlightenment, things will change.
Okay. I would like to know, if you have a $50 billion budget right now to make a movie.
15 billion is a lot, actually.
I know.
Maybe $15 million. No. I don't think there's any movie in the world that's...
Okay, let's say $50 million. No, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be extreme. Yeah. You get me? And then you're supposed to make a movie about any societal issue. What would it be?
I will start with Nigeria. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, no, I mean a particular societal issue. What would it be?
I think it will have to be with the struggles, the dreams, the hopes, the fails of Nigeria. Maybe using a story behind football. Because Nigeria has a common love for three. Football, arts or music, and food.
Okay.
If you can create a story that weaves these
three of them together,
and you don't just make it like a normal feature film, make it a bit like a docudrama. Let it be from the perspective of one person going through a journey that connects these three aspects. Maybe a guy who wants to be a footballer and his mentor is maybe, say, Zidane. And everything he does is lives and breathes football, but he loves good food. And you talk about the street food in Nigeria, which is awesome, by the way. And you talk about the music, the African Afro beats with the bit of Fela, and you show him going to nightclubs, street nightclubs, maybe smoking some weed, talk Nigerian, but in a very upscale way. What I mean upscale, good technology, good equipment, but it's Nigerian, they speak in pidgin, but it's so good that everyone that watches it will feel like, that's, I've been there, I've done this, this is cool. Even all moments, happy moments, sad moments, angry moments, show him in a bus. And then the conductor doesn't want to give him a change. And then he forgets. And someone pickpockets him, pushes him and pickpockets him.
But you don't act the film finish you.
No, but... I'm a filmmaker.
Exactly.
I've dabbled into directing and filmmaking, but I keep that under wraps because as an actor, there's a level I want to get to before I do that, because it can sort of affect your representation in the minds of other filmmakers. So keep it simple. But honestly, I would start with that and make it in such a way that everybody can watch it. It doesn't matter who you are, rich or poor. You will watch it and you'll be like, wow, take me back home. That is what it's supposed to be for me.
Okay, so one time that you came up in the news, or they said something about you in the articles, it was that you said let me see now. Let me try and remember exactly what it was. That I think that for you to get into Nollywood or so, you need more than saving grace. Or you can correct me if I'm wrong. How was it said?
I remember that interview. Oh, the guy pissed me off, man.
Oh,
he literally took what I did not say just to create, tabloids.
Yeah, sensationalism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is something I'm advocating against, because journalism needs to get back to...
I called him. I said, dude, this was not what I said. He was like, it's a summary, paraphrasing. I was like, dude, you can't project your life.
All right, clarify. What was it you said, and how was it taken out of context?
I was trying to tell him that if you're going to be in industry, you need more than just talent. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
You need more than talent. You need talent, consistency. You need to understand the industry. The industry is a system. It's not enough to say I can act and I'm good looking. You need to understand publicity, how it works, association, how it works. You need to know how to pop up in people's mind. You need to know how to be ready, so when the right movie comes, you kill it.
Yeah.
Like I have a film in Iroko TV that is like doing 98, 99% in terms of the rating.
Wow.
And it's really big. Like I've gotten a lot of reviews on it. And that's not because I'm the best actor. That's just because I understand how to leverage on opportunities depending on the kind of roles. So I was trying to say that it's not enough to just know how to act. I had an American accent in that movie, by the way. I kept an American accent, and people loved it. I never got one complaint about it. But the thing is, to be an actor in Nigeria, to break out, it's not enough. It's not even enough to say you're going to auditions, because a lot of the times auditions already have who they want to cast.
Okay.
So know how to position yourself, know how to use your common sense to approach filmmakers. Have a show reel, like keep simple things like have a show reel, have a bio, go for premieres.
Okay.
Like, have memorable moments that when the filmmaker speaks to you the first 1 minute, they're like,
there's a good impression.
There's a good impression. So I was trying to say you need more than just a talent, and you need some of these, and also God's grace.
And then you were taken out of context.
And then the guy gave you amazing grace.
All right. And that's precisely where we're going to wrap up on Tea Time this afternoon. Join us tomorrow for absolutely brand new episodes of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchor Ife, the entire production team, and last but not certainly least, our studio guest, actor Benjamin Ugo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm Tokumbo I was saying thanks for watching, and as you know, every once in a while I say goodbye in one foreign language or another. Today it's in Portuguese, so ciao ciao.